Hi, I'm Scott Rill. I'm the founder of Restore Small Groups and author of the Journey series. And this week's Moment of Hope is on healthy relationships. In his great book, Don't Call It Love by Dr. Patrick Carnes, Carnes says the single most important aspect of recovery is the ability to build healthy, supportive relationships. And what was so fascinating about Carnes' work in this book is he points out the fact that it's an intimacy disorder that's at the heart of almost all addictions. All of our dysfunctional responses come from an inability to have successful, healthy, intimate relationships with others. So you can see how if I'm going to grow into recovery, if I'm going to heal, I'm going to be in a process of transformation, healthy, supportive relationships are going to be vital to that. As a matter of fact, it's going to be dependent upon that for me to move forward. Carnes talks about the qualities of intimacy that you experience in recovery groups, in small, healthy, supportive groups, which is what we do at Restore. And after all the almost 25 years of doing small groups at Restore, I see this all the time, this intimacy that grows over the 8 weeks. Most of our groups are 2 months long, 8 weeks. And from the beginning, that first night when they're kind of strangers to the end, you see this intimate relationships deepening and deepening and deepening. And what's at the heart of it are Carnes' foundational properties of intimacy. And I'd like to share those with you right now. The first quality of intimacy, Carnes says, that we experience in small groups is initiative, which means I move towards you. We move towards one another. We take the initiative to ignite the relationship, to sustain it, to keep it moving, to let you know that I'm here, that I'm present for you. Always taking the initiative to move towards the other person. Second is presence, which to me is probably the most powerful part of a small group and the qualities of intimacy. Presence is this ability to not be there thinking about how this affects me and processing it through my lens, but I'm actually empathetically present, listening with my heart for the person who is talking. So I'm present for you. I'm not going to try and fix you. I'm not going to try to tell you what to do. I just want to know what you're feeling, where you are, what's going on in your life, and to really be fully present. Next is completion. Completion is probably one of my favorites. People it's kind of hard to understand, but completion is this. If I tell you I'm going to be present, if I tell you I'm going to be there for you, if I tell you I'm going to meet you for coffee, if I tell you you can call me at any time, I'll always be there, that's completion. I follow through with what I promise I'm going to do. What it does, it creates trust, and trust is so vital to the qualities of intimacy. Next is vulnerability and honesty. I kind of put them together, but vulnerability and honesty. One is I'm going to allow you to see the true me, everything, all my flaws, all my weaknesses, all my mistakes. And at the same time, I'm going to be really honest about it. You know, we really crave this space to be honest, to be vulnerable, yet we're petrified and terrified of it. So we put off a false self, we hide. And that's where all of our addictions thrive, as Bradshaw says in his classic, Healing and Shame Binds You. Next is nurturing. Nurturing is, we have a thing in our groups, which is lots of recovery groups do, and that is each time a person shares, they say their name. So I would say, hi, I'm Scott. And then I would share. When I'm finished sharing, the whole group says, thank you, Scott. We're glad you're here, Scott. That is a sense of affirmation, but it's also very nurturing. It lets me get the sense of they really care about what I'm feeling, where I'm at, what's going on in my life. They're really fully present for me. So nurturing is caring for one another, really caring to be there for them. And so these qualities are life-changing. And they're very hard to find in a modern society that is so engaged in social media, where everybody puts on a false self and we're comparing ourselves. It's just really, really tough. But in these small groups, we experience this qualities of intimacy. We grow in our understanding of how important God created us for intimacy. We don't work without you and my brains and our lives really being intertwined and connected in a healthy way. You're not trying to fix me, you're trying to rescue me, but you're present for me. You take the initiative to move towards me. You complete what you promise you're going to do. You give me the space to be honest and vulnerable. And most of all, it's just, you're a healthy, supportive relationship, and it changes my life. So think about that this week. Do you have healthy, supportive relationships that you can have these qualities with and move towards it? And remember, We're better together and stay on the path.